a night bus to my last stop, which is Guayaquil. So Guayaquil is the main port town here in Ecuador. It's sort of in the south. And I decided this morning to actually try to go to the Pacific coast instead of spending the day in Guayaquil, because I still have tomorrow. Like, I still have until 3 p.m. tomorrow in Guayaquil, and I think the things that I want to see here I can squeeze in tomorrow. So today I'm just trying to do a day trip. I'm going to Salinas, and hopefully my main goal is just maybe see some beach and get some very, very good ceviche. One more bus. Alright, I am in the beach town on the hunt for some ceviche. It's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. Very different here. Ceviche was very good, very fresh. It had crab, shrimp, and squid. Very citrusy. I'm in the beach now. This was super unplanned. This is the last thing I thought I would do in Ecuador because I thought the coast was a bit too far. And it is. This was kind of 2 hours and a half away from Guayaquil. So there's that. But hey, I'm here. Might as well dip my toes in the water. Windy, but I hope you can hear me. Basically, so where I am, Salinas, is a beach town, and it sort of juts out of the mainland Ecuador. Like, I believe it's the most western part of the country, and where I am literally right now is like a national park hike thing, and there is a sign, and it does say that this is like the most jutting out. The word is saliente, like from the verb salir, which is to exit. So it's like the most exiting part of the country. So yeah, this is supposed to be some like heritage site. It's pretty. Sort of walk around, enjoy the views. What's kind of nice is it seems like it's not tourist peak season here right now. Feels like I'm the only gringa for miles. Maybe this whole town almost. Okay, maybe not, but like haven't seen any tourists. It's all locals. This is actually very cool. It's all stone. And beach. And waves. Smell of the ocean. Okay, so back in my hostel in Guayaquil, FYI, if you wanted to see what my room looks like. This is it, sharing it with 6 other girls, although I think there's only 4 of us in here. Anyway, so yeah, I was in that like protected conservation area in Guayaquil, in Salinas. And then as I was like walking back to get to like the exit of the place, it would have been a really long walk. So then this person who was driving by like offered to drive me there, which was great. He was a super friendly, chill dude. He was driving a really old like truck. He was like wearing a floor shirt. He made, you know, nice conversation with me, and then offered to drop me off before dropping me off at the exit. He dropped me off at like another viewpoint, and he came down with me and just like showed me. We saw like seals or walruses. I'm not exactly sure what they were, and he explained a little bit to me about the importance of the area.
¿Cómo dijiste el nombre?
Sara.
Sara.
Sí, sí, sí.
Aquí es una área de sur.
So like that whole area used to be a military base for the US back in World War II because of how salient, whatever that word is, like how much it juts out of, like, it's like the westernmost point of Ecuador. So it was like it had strategic importance back in the day. And currently there is like military presence, but like Ecuadorian military presence in the area. Anyway, and then yeah, and then obviously like at this point I was back in my head like thinking, ooh, like should I be worried about this guy? And even he, like, maybe he sensed it and he was like, by the way, like just for you to feel safe, if you want, I can give you my identity card, you can take a picture of it and you can send it to whoever you want, so that they like know who you're with and stuff. But like don't worry, I'm like, you have nothing to be afraid of.
Si te quieres sentir más segura, porque soy un extraño para ti.
Sí. So like I was reassured, but then just like a little bit of me at the back of my head was like, you never know, right? He's honestly, he's such a cool guy, and I feel a little bad because towards the end I think I did get a little bit like kind of like I wanted to get out of the car as soon as possible, and he was like, and I felt bad, but I think he also understood that why I had reason to worry. He like told me how like 30 years ago he used to be a hippie and he like backpacked around South America, and he said his favorite place was Brazil, and he speaks a little bit of Portuguese and French along with Spanish because of his backpacking trips. And yeah, he seemed like a really cool guy. He not only just took me outside of the park, but he dropped me off at the street where I could take a bus back to Guayaquil. So yeah, so he was a very nice guy. I was just a little worried, but I don't think I had reason to. I mean, I had reason to worry, but he was one of the good guys is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so yeah, so then I took a bus. Well, the 2 buses that I need to get back to Guayaquil. Took me another 2.5 hours to get there. And then, oh my god, the traffic when I got here, because it was like 6 p.m.-ish, so like, you know, it's the peak traffic time. Whew, crazy. So many cars like just going into each other, not respecting any sort of lanes anywhere. It's like everyone's on top of each other. Yeah, driving here seems like a nightmare. And now I am back. I'm gonna just clean up a bit, get dinner somewhere. Also, FYI, like Uber exists here, and for that reason I'm taking Uber everywhere I go. Unfortunately, this city gets a bad rep. It's really big and it does see a lot of crime and kidnapping and stuff like that, and so they really say you should not go out at night by yourself. So there are licensed taxis here, but I'm just preferring to take Ubers. They're just much more secure, obviously. So that's pretty much how I'm getting around. Yeah, today was a good day, good sweaty day. Yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be the last one. Tomorrow I'm gonna properly explore Guayaquil, and then leave. I guess it's a cool thing. The airport here is not far away. It's literally in the city. Like, you could technically walk to it. It's right by the bus terminal too. So like as you're driving to or away from the bus terminal, you drive by the airport, you can see planes taking off and landing, which is interesting. There are plans to build a new airport further out and convert that space into something else, but I don't know when that's gonna start. I think they're in the process of collecting funding for that. So yeah, all right. Time to close this long video out now. I'll see you later. Treating myself to some fancy sushi for dinner tonight. Exploring Guayaquil proper today. at least the touristic part of it. A ver qué tiene esta ciudad para ofrecer. So far, it really reminds me a lot of Havana. Style of the houses, the monuments, and right now, the Malecon. Guayaquil has a corniche, basically. And this is it. In some other ways, it actually kind of reminds me of the UAE a bit. Like, there are some new developed areas that look a lot like something Dubai would have, you know, like shopping malls and restaurants lined about, like a fancy highway, well, not highway, fancy avenue, like where I had dinner yesterday. And all the taxis are super like air conditioned, at least all the Ubers I've taken. And the traffic, and yeah, the shopping malls, especially the shopping malls though. I forgot to mention the weather. The hot, humid conditions definitely remind me of the UAE. Well, it's like, you know, the UAE in April, like now basically. Not at its peak, but getting there. So the Malecon is actually quite beautiful. It's just a little bit hard to enjoy when you're so hot and sweaty. But right now I'm in probably the most touristic part of Guayaquil, which is a neighborhood or a barrio called Barrio Las Peñas. It's got some historical significance. It's like super pretty. It's like a hill with colorful houses all over it. So yeah, this is view from the top. Well, not from the top, but almost there. All right, this is me closing off my 12 days in Ecuador. It's been a blast. As usual, nothing really to say except really happy that I took this trip. It's a great first step into South American travels. And yeah, on to the next one. Bye.